That's the only time anybody's listening.
I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Nazz, take a look around.
Okay.
Take it all in. Everyone is here just for you tonight. So Nazz, I met you my first year 18 years ago. The first thing that I remember from you is your smile. That smile that you were guaranteed whenever we saw you in the last 18 years. Until now, 18 years later, that is the same thing I see every morning when I walk in. It just has a different sparkle in it right now. Within these 18 years, we have never had the opportunity to work together until now. A couple of months ago, I was asked by Emma to shadow you, to work with you for the next 6 months. It made me think to myself, what took us so long to work together? What an honor and pleasure it has been. I will miss you. I thank you for all the help. The daily smiles. The smiles, the optimistic view, everything, it's been fun. I have a very big jacket to fill. After a few months, the Nazz knowledge transfer has been complete. How do I know this? I've perfected the wrist jiggle and the finger head scratch. He said, once I got that down, that's it, it's over. As part of my shadowing Nazz, I was also asked to organize this beautiful party. I said, what a pleasure. This party was fun to organize with Teruma and Barbara. We had a great time, but who knew how demanding you were? I'll tell you, I think we've received about 100 emails and link messages a week. Nadia, I don't want my message to say this. Nadia, my email cannot say that. Nadia, are you sure you invited these people?
It's not true. It's not.
It's true.
It was a pleasure. The laughs that we had, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Nazz, I hope it met your expectations. Enjoy your evening. You will be missed. You could go home now. Mille grazie. Every day for the past few months. Nadia, can I go home now? You could go home now.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask Emma to come front. And say a few words.
Thank you, Nadia. So Nazz, this is the day. So they say retirement marks the start of another chapter in an employee's life. Retirement is a life event that brings upon new challenges and opportunities. But Nazz, your retirement is a life event for the rest of us. It affects us all, your CN family. With 35 years of wealth of CN life, CN friends, co-workers, colleagues, your memory lane is full of achievements that will always be remembered. Before I continue with my wishes, let me give you a brief summary of Nazz's CN journey, as much as I know. I'm sure you're going to fix it afterwards. So there's two things I can say. Life before and after SRS, and life before and after SAP LMS. 3 years later, Nazz joined CN 35 years ago, and as a unionized employee at CN's various yards, right? 3 years later, he wanted to learn the mechanics of the computer systems used by those yards. Therefore, he joined the computer room as a tape mounter. With his dedication, there you go. With his dedication, positive attitude, he soon realized he needed to learn more. So in 1984, he moved into IT's core shop to specialize in CN's train operation systems, which was called YIS. During the following years, he has built his expertise in mission-critical systems supporting CN's heart of the operations, His expertise has been a great asset to the inception of SRS. And from then on, he bears the title of Mr. YIT. Until 2000, Nazz served SRS with excellence, and then he decided to change his view by joining the customer team from 2000 to 2002. I guess he missed SRS's technical side, then he moved back to the delivery shop once again, back to his roots. Following the IT transformation in 2008, Nazz graciously left the support of SRS with me and moved on to SAP project delivery side. Thank you, my friend, for your generosity. This move showed how adaptable Nazz could be. He switched his legacy hat to an SAP hat with the LMS project. Good move, my friend. This was another successful step that made you earn the big SAP badge. But amazingly, once again...
She's being really nice. You already know.
But amazingly, once again, Nazz returned back to his roots, means SRS, in March this year, 2014, following the latest IT transformation. This was an awesome news for all of us. But soon after the change, I got the letter for his decision to retire. I was not sure how to react, and it took me a while to approve it with the hope that he might change his mind. Regardless of his decision and the short duration left at CN, Nazz, you continued with the same enthusiasm and added value to the new APM organization team. Thank you, Nazz, for all your support during the last 8 months. Besides all the good things Nazz accomplished in IT, he also had the same drive in his social events, such as Eileen's annual Christmas parties. It was a given that Nazz and his Italian gang to come up with games which would result to lots of laughter and good times. Those were such fun days and good memories. Good stuff. Now I'm going to say some serious. So my dear Nazz, I would like to personally congratulate you on your retirement from CN. I enjoyed working with you during your time here. I consider you not only a valuable asset to our company, but an enjoyable presence in the office as well. I really appreciated your constant willingness to help our team during your last assignment that you joined APM Operations Organization. While you will be missed by lots of us at CN, you certainly deserve your retirement. Your hard work and diligence has greatly benefited our company, and I hope that the remaining employees here will strive to follow your stellar example. It has always been my pleasure to work with you. So, while I am saddened to see you go, I am confident that you will find the same success and happiness in retirement that you experienced during your time at CN. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Retirement will surely offer you many more opportunities, and I'm sure that you'll embrace them wholeheartedly, as you did at CN. Now, Rose, I also want to congratulate you and enjoy your time with your husband. Lots of long life together. And one thing, Rose, he's all yours now. Please keep in touch and visit often. Thank you and have a good retirement. And your first gift of many others. Here it is.
your class to Michel Dessin.
Michel Dessin, all right.
Thank you, Nadia. It's going to be hard to follow Emma here, but I have zero intention of being as nice as she was. But first thing first, today is Nazz farewell party.
So some truth now.
Yes, but it is also a very special birthday for a very special lady.
All right.
And her name is Taluma Gomez, and she's turning 35 today. Where's Taluma? I don't see her.
There she comes.
Yeah, she's at the bar probably flirting, yes. But I can tell you that many 28 years old would like to have her strength, energy, and joy of vivre. So happy birthday, Taluma, and wish you many, many more to come. Well, folks, even if I stand here in front of you today, I am still totally shocked that Il Signore Nazzarino di Giacomo is retired. When he told me earlier this year that he was thinking about it, I could not stop laughing. Come on, this guy is always having a smile on his face, and even yesterday you should have seen how excited he was, demonstrating what he did with his new business object toy. But I was wrong. He is retiring, and you know why? First reason, competition with Pierre View. Look at those two guys. Where is he? Look at those two guys. 6'2" and close to 250 pounds of real muscles. Or like Nazz would say, pasta muscles. The Italian stallion against the mighty French Canadian. You should have seen these guys when Najneen, where's Najneen? Also known as the Cake Lady, was having her monthly birthday celebration events. They were always arguing about who had the biggest one, but don't get excited here, we're talking about the size of the piece of cake.
I won. With the case.
That was a good one. So anyway, when Pierre pushed the button for retirement, Nazz said to himself, "Figlio di pu, buona donna." There's kids there. You did it before me. So within 24 hours, Nana pushed the button as well. But the second reason is even more evident. He is Italian, and there is a little bit of an accountant in every Italian. So, uno pension check plus uno contracting a check equal to doing the checks. And doing your checks is better than uno check, capiche? And that's not all. I also heard that Nazz is looking at other lucrative opportunities, like singing in Italian restaurants. 3 checks! Now you're talking. He could even get some extras with his stuff, like his paisan in the construction business do. You know, I see very well Nazz entertaining customers, telling dirty jokes, dancing la tarantelle, and singing volare or ti amo. But sadly, I also heard that some folks actually heard him singing on a video film at his daughter's engagement party, and that Nazz should stick to gardening, cooking, or winemaking. You know, you all know that Nazz is a passionate guy, a great team player, that he knows railway operations inside out, and he has a great sense of humor. But what you may not know is that he's also an intellectual with a phenomenal memory. Nazz reads all kinds of scientific papers during his free time, and he remembers every little single detail in these papers, including on what page the important stuff is. These scientific publications include the following.
There we go.
And you often tell me, look at page 2 on the 88 flyer. The red grapes are at 99 cents a pound, and I just bought 20 pounds. I'm also thinking to buy an additional fridge for all that stuff, because I only have 3 at home for me and my wife. So anyway, that was now let's be a little more serious here. So although I started at CN pretty much at the same time that Nazz, 35 years ago, I had the pleasure to work with him only in 2010 when I joined the SAP COE. But I had heard lots and lots of good stuff about him before that. I remember back in the early 90s, hearing about this guy Nazz, and I told myself, what kind of name is that, Nazz? You know? Is he related to Taz, the Tasmanian devil? And where I am now. So, but what I heard after is that he was a regular guy, and he was stupido enough to support the old HP 1,000-yard inventory system by himself, while everybody else was having a good life and developing the new YS2 system. Lots of imagination back then, YS2. Nazz was the only soul on call for YS, even during his summer vacations. Can you imagine this guy, 250 plus pounds of real muscle, hairy chest on some American beach with his laptop in one end, and a 1 foot cellular phone in the other one. Not really the vision of Baywatch David Hasselhoff with a surfboard, but nevertheless. So here we are in March 2010 when I joined the SAP COE. Nazz is then in charge of SAP locomotive management, car maintenance, supply management, and engineering system with rock and roll applications such as LMS, MTS, and TIS. A couple of weeks after I joined, the MTS system is kaput, and here we are in crisis mode. So Nazz and I are running and spinning like Taz the Tasmanian devil to put MTS back on track. I can truly tell you that it is in that type of situation that Nazz is the most effective, and you really appreciate having him on your side. He takes control, brings the right people on board, communicates effectively, and follows up with the issues until they're resolved 7/24, 365 days a year. We had other situations later on with LMS, MTS, and TIS, but Nazz and his team were always there to make it happen. I will always remember the fun we had at our SAP COE, RMS, and Legacy Systems meeting with Nazz, André, Michel, Paul, Sue, Brigitte, Fong, Judy, and George Turcatos. I think George is here tonight. We often had great and lively discussion on the legacy versus SAP support models, right Nazz? And which SAP environment would be available for the next testing cycle, whether it was ST2, ST4, STG, or George's ST Tabarouette. It was worse than that, actually. There's kids here. So, well, that time flies, but good memories always remain. Nazz, I am truly sorry to see you go, and I want to thank you for what you've done for me and for all your CN co-workers. You made everyone's life better because of who you are and how you worked. You are leaving great memories and a great legacy behind you at CN, including the people you mentored and or influenced. People like Nazneen Ntoa, Talou Nazz Gomez, Suzanne Nazz Legault, Sylvain Naziot, Nazdia Martire, and even Diana's Doroshi. On behalf of all your friends gathered here tonight, I would like to wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement with the ones you love. We will truly miss you. Arrivederci, patron.
Nazz, this is going to be short and sweet because, well, to be honest, I think you heard my speech at your 35th anniversary. I don't think it takes much to realize as you look at the room, around the room and see all the people and friends that are here, how much people loved you and enjoyed working with you. So on behalf of CN, I'd like us all to raise our glass and toast our friend and colleague to Nazz. Where's my glass? To Nazz, salute.
Where's the coffee? He's turning out a coffee
Nazz, in the front. On behalf of all of us, we have a few surprises for you. That's for all the water you're going to drink. Full of rum, perfect. That's going to be for your Baileys and coffee.
live down your street, actually. We grew up down your street.
It's a nice bag, just in case you have stuff to put inside or traveling. Whenever you want to go, want to go to something to do.
Very nice.
A nice towel with CN all over, not to forget us.
New towel.
And a nice sweater to keep you warm. Last but not least, you couldn't bring it here, but Nazz asked for an espresso machine. It's going to be delivered and installed at your home. We also have we'd like to ask Rosie to come in front of us, please. So for all your patience and for all the years that Nazz has spent here, we thought you deserved a little something.
This is Rose.
It's all yours.
I'll put your email in here tomorrow.
Oh, no.
It's in there. It's in there.
Don't tell her.
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me better like this? No, this is better. I'm going to do something different for this retirement. I've got two speeches. One of these is a 15-minute speech, and one of these is a 1-minute song. I'm going to give you guys choice. Okay. I'm going to do both. We're going to start with the speech. Well, first of all, thanks for being here today. This is absolutely awesome. I can't believe the turnout. This is really good. A few of you have already mentioned to me if there's this many people just because they wanted to make sure I was leaving. I know who you are. So thanks for being here today. Big thanks to the speakers, kind words. That was very nice. Special thanks to the organizers, my bridesmaids. Barbara, Nadia, and Paluma, thank you very much. I started working at CN on July 12th of 1979. The first guy I met was Joe Della Pasta. He's not here. Joe, that first night, showed me where to sleep, showed me where to hide, he showed me how to take long breaks, he showed me how to get out early, he showed me everything. Joe started the day before me. We knew how to do onboarding back then. had 6 stages of my career at CN. I have a little story from each one. While I was writing about these, I thought of little stories about my family life and my relationship with my wife, and how much I impressed my wife at home during each of these stages. The first stage was my union stage, as Emma's already talked about. Actually, I haven't talked about all of these stages. The union stage. During the stage, she was extremely impressed. More details to follow. Second stage was my computer room stage. Not as impressed. Third stage was my YIS programmer analyst stage. Impressed again. Fourth stage was the SRS stage. Not impressed at all. Fifth stage, my customer team and project management stage. She was impressed again, but aggravated too. More details to follow. And last stage, my LMS and SAP stage, I impressed her extremely easily. All right. We're almost there, 10-15 more minutes. First stage, 79 to 81, my union stage. This is the stage where Rose and I started dating, 1980. It was also the stage that I was most able to impress her, like I said. During this stage, I worked as a laborer at Lachine Express, Taschereau Yard, Point St. Charles, Central Station, headquarters. I loaded trucks, cleaned and fueled locomotives, loaded emergency kits on passenger trains, moved furniture around headquarters, many other things. Many of these jobs were on the night shift. Many of these jobs were on the night shift. And my job was to do one specific thing. No more, no less. You were not allowed. If you did, you were a brown nose, right? So you did one job. And one of my jobs was to put sand in the locomotives. So every night it would take me, somebody knows the sand in the locomotive job, 20 minutes every 2 hours. The rest of the time I slept. And that's what you did. There was no problem. The foreman would come and wake you up. Time to go sand the next locomotive. So I'd get about 5 hours sleep a night. Then I'd go home and I'd sleep about 3 hours, then I'd be up. My wife thought I was Superman. she's got to marry this guy, right? I had good times during my union stage. That was fun. Second stage, computer room stage. Better known as ITCC today, but I call it the computer room stage. This is the stage where I married Rose, and the stage where my impressiveness started to deteriorate a little. I wasn't getting as much sleep on the night shift. Not only that, after the night shift, we tended to go out for a beer or 2, or 6 or 10. There's one thing from my computer room stage, and everybody from the computer room will be able to attest to this, that is burned into my brain so deep, it will never leave. The dreaded John Melanson fart. If John was here right now, he could clear out this room. John was followed closely. I see big no. John was followed closely. Pierre Desordi and Claude Alain. There's her, but John's could kill you. Deanna Kim, if you want to improve evacuation at headquarters, put one of these into the vents, man. He'll be out in 5 minutes. Some of the funniest things I've ever experienced occurred in that computer room. I was only there for 3 years, and it's been 30 years since I left, but I always felt I had a special bond with the current and the ex-computer room guys. I had some really good times there. Because I'm thirsty. The third stage, my YIS stage. This is the stage of my career that we had our children. Eric in 86. Eric, put up your hand so everybody sees. Hey, there's Eric. Jessica in 89. Jessica. Hey, there's Jessica. I started to impress my wife again during this stage, only because of my sleep habits. The sleep habits that I learned during my union stage. I was able to fall asleep and get up whenever I wanted. So this helped quite a bit when the kids were born. I got lots of points for letting my wife skip a feeding or two. Okay. YIS was the start of my Berkeley Bender years. I know a lot of you remember Berkeley Bender. Berkeley interviewed me for the YIS job, and as soon as I told him I worked at Tasher Yard, I saw a gleam in his eye. He thought I had railway knowledge. I was perfect for the yard inventory system job. He gave me the job right away. I never told him that the thing that I knew best was where to sleep. We were 17 people supporting YIS when I started. We were 2 at the end, myself and Susanna Lee. Where's Susanna? Yeah, me and Susanna Lee. And then she left too. As Michelle said, I was all alone at the end. Fondest memories of YIS are the Christmas parties where someone would inevitably drink to the point of becoming comatose. But just before they became comatose, they said something ridiculous to their boss. Without fail, every time. I had some really good times in my YIS. The 4th and longest stage was my SRS stage. My SRS, it was split in the middle with my 5th stage, which I'll get to in a bit. This is a stage of my career that impressing my wife was basically non-existent. The SRS implementations, as a lot of you know, took a toll on a few of us. Remember those? We were putting in some extremely long days, some extremely long weeks, some extremely long months. 93 is when I moved from Berkeley Bender to Glenn Thompson. This was a highlight of my career. I went from Berkeley style of management, which was basically, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing the other thing. If you fail, I'll kill you. To Glenn's approach, which was, who would like to do this? Do I have any volunteers for this? Richard, you remember. And his end result was, don't worry about failure, we'll learn from it. He was using something called ZAP, which was good. But he swore by it. It took us some getting used to, but it all worked out in the end, and we implemented SRS, which was quite a feat. When Glenn retired, I was back with Berkeley. Almost immediately, Berkeley took over. During one of his breaks, immediately after Berkeley took over, during one of his breaks to smoke my cigarettes, for those that know Berkeley, he asked me who he should get to strengthen the YIT team. My response was instantaneous. And it actually launched this woman's career. I have told this woman quite often that she would have been nothing without me. I told him to go get Aileen Mendel. Aileen took the job and was soon my co-worker under Berkeley. A very short while later, she became my boss. A very short while after that, she became my boss's boss. Aileen, I know you appreciate everything I've done for your career. I just want to say you're welcome. Although I've helped Aileen's career quite a bit, she's helped mine a whole lot more. Great. Obviously, the SRS years were huge in my career. The fact that within 1 year we purchased and implemented a system that replaced our most critical transportation systems was a feat that, in my mind, I don't think would be repeatable today. So that was pretty awesome. Page 5. Do you want to take a break? Next page. We're good. Keep going.
Intermission.
Intermission. We need an intermission. Okay. Right. 2000, 2002 were the customer. Everybody's waiting for the song. That's why you're all still here. 2000 to 2002 were the customer support lead and project management years. AKA, my tired of SRS, I want to try something different. During this stage, I was impressing my wife again, but I was pissing her off as well. When I went to the customer team with Bob Dawes and gang, it was a very different world for me. It was a nice job, relaxed, stress was fairly low compared to SRS. The hours were regular 9 to 5. Rose was impressed that I was making good money and I had more time for the family. So what pissed her off? I wanted to go back to SRS so bad. She thought I was nuts. I remember Bob saying you can take Nazz out of SRS, but you can't take SRS out of Nazz. Good line. We're almost there. Also during this stage, I tried project management. This was fun. One of my projects was the Intermodal Dispatch Reports project. It was during this project that I learned my greatest lesson in my 35 years at CN. Stay away from intermodal. Sorry, you intermodal guys. I had some really good times during this stage of my career. The sixth and final stage, other than my last 7 months, which I call my retirement stage. This was transportation renewal, LMS, plant maintenance, material management, and a few others. This is the stage of my career that my children became adults and got the hell out of my house. Sorry. That wasn't nice. They fell in love and got married. It's also the stage in our marriage where I started to impress my wife again. During this stage, if I can sit on the couch for half an hour without falling asleep, she's impressed like that. I went into the world of SAP as a business analyst for the first transportation renewal project, LMS. I have to be honest, going from SRS to SAP almost killed me. I went to the other side. I went from the side that I had known inside out for almost 25 years to the world of SAP. When I mentioned that, it almost killed me. It almost killed me. I went from knowing so much about a system and its processes to knowing nothing. I went from having so much influence in the world of SRS to having none in the world of SAP. This sucked a lot. At first, but it got much better. Almost to the point that towards the end, I was calling SRS the other side. How dare you? Another couple of years in that SAP world, I don't know. So, under the incredible and stellar project management of Mr. Joe Mangoni. Is that good, Joe? That's the $10. That's what you get for $10. $20 would have got you best of the best. I told you that. You were cheap.
I had a budget.
You had a budget. I also, you look up PM in the dictionary, and there's Joe. It's only $20. So we had our LMS mission laid out for us. All the right people got into a room and came up with an estimate of 14 months to build and implement LMS. 14 months, very doable. The estimate was then sent. John knows the story, right? The estimate was then sent to this magical office that had amazing magical powers. It went into the office as 14 months and came out minutes later at 8 months. It was amazing. We've never seen this kind of performance. But we did it. We got the system in production in 8 months. We fixed it for 6. It was usable, but it all worked out. Along with LMS, last page, I'm almost there, guys. Along with LMS, I manage the PM and MM teams, along with a few others that Michelle liked to throw my way every once in a while. Thank you, Michelle. As I said, the world of SAP was very new to me, and it took me a while to get used to it. But I did get used to it, and hopefully I was able to make a bit of a difference. I had some really good times during the SAP stage of my career. The last few months I've been back in the transportation world, and it has been great working with Emma and Steve and all the transportation folks again. That's been great. To all my teams that I have Been privileged to lead. Thanks for making my life easier. Thanks for all the hard work over the years. Any leadership credit I've received over my career has only happened because of you guys. Thanks again. Thanks to my many, many bosses and co-workers over the years. It would have taken way too long to name you all. You know who you are. Before I wrap it up, I've been asked what I thought my greatest accomplishment was during my time at CN. Without a doubt, it's this. Nadia, you're up. Everybody, take a drink. Take a sip. There it is. I have awesome memories of all of you, and I hope you have some of me. You ready for the song? For this song, I've asked my beautiful daughter Jessica and her husband Daniel to perform it for me, because trust me, it'll be much better that way. Come on up, guys.
Is this recording right now?
Yeah. If anybody's counting, that was 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
No, not just your speech, everything all together. So we're going to do this very quickly. Jessica?
All right. So, as mentioned, I'm Jessica. I'm Nazz's daughter.
And I'm Daniel, her husband.
So, to give you a little bit of a history about why we're doing what we're about to do, my dad has developed a little bit of a habit. He likes to sing songs at special occasions. So he did it at my brother's wedding. He did it at my engagement party. He did it at my wedding. And then he was going to do it again tonight. He asked us to do it instead. So.
You're welcome.
All right, here we go. Daniel? You're up.
Alright, here goes. Gonna tell you a little story about a guy named Nazareno. He worked at CN Rail, where you cannot drink the vino.
Means wine.
I know.
He started in the union where there weren't too many cares, especially on the night shift where he learned to sleep on chairs.
Pretty easy job.
Lots of sleep.
Good life.
He got out of the union, to the computer room he went, working with the boys, going out to bars and getting bent.
That means getting drunk.
Not my dad.
Good girl, Jessica.
Right. Then he wrote the Wolf test. As a programmer, he was hired. He wasn't very good at first. He really thought he'd be fired.
HP assembler.
Not an easy job, I'm told.
Tough language.
Once he figured out programming, it really boosted his career. He went on to work at SRS and learned to handle fear.
Sleepless nights were commonplace. Conference calls became the key. It would become the norm to spend his nights with ITCC.
A little annoying, I'm told.
Lots of bugs, I've heard.
He said he got very little sleep.
From the world of SRS, he moved to the other side. His lack of knowledge did bother him, but there was nowhere he could hide.
He persevered and fought the fights and did maybe a few good things until the day he finished up, and now all he does is sing. Even for me, the man sings a lot.
Dances too.
Yeah, he's got a good life. So now it's time to end this tale. He's done with this here job.
Thank you all for where are we? We hope he's fine on pension, or some of you he'll come to rob.
Probably you. Thank you all for listening to this little song he wrote.
Now let's get this party started.
Come see Happy, what you need to be.
A vaudeville variety show like no other.
This summer at the Montreal Fringe Festival. Thank you very much. I don't know who is taking the mic from me now. Nazz is coming back. Congratulations, Nazz.
As I said, actors extraordinaire, entertainers. You can see them at the Fringe Festival. Thanks again, everybody. Thank you all.